Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Continuing our top 15 series, we've got something special lined up for you today. I know so many of you have been asking for a customer reviews analysis for this one. Well, we're finally doing it. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer, along with his wife, decided to get back into cycling for weekend leisure after nearly 2 decades away from the hobby. He found that his stamina wasn't what it used to be, which led him to spend over a month researching the overwhelming world of electric bikes, both online and in local shops. As a taller and heavier individual, finding a suitable frame was a top priority, and he ultimately settled on this particular commuter e-bike as it seemed like a good fit for a beginner. The experience had a rocky start as the package arrived in rough shape from the shipping carrier. Upon opening the battered box, our reviewer discovered that some lights had been on for so long they were hot to the touch. While assembly was straightforward thanks to some online videos, a few plastic parts were cracked and broken, including the display mount and a switch casing. The company was responsive and sent out replacement parts, but in the meantime, he had to fashion some temporary fixes with electrical tape and zip ties. Despite the initial setup frustrations and the frame being slightly smaller than he hoped, the first ride was a revelation. With the seat fully extended, the ride was comfortable enough, and the power assist was surprisingly zippy. Hills and stretches that had been a major struggle on his conventional bicycle were now effortless. However, a new issue soon surfaced when the battery's locking mechanism failed. After another round with customer support, the situation was fully resolved when the company sent an entirely new battery. This client notes that while the wait for parts would be frustrating for a daily commuter, it was manageable for his recreational use. Ultimately, despite the initial headaches, he finds this e-bike incredibly fun to ride and highly recommends it.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer came to this particular e-bike after deciding to upgrade from a more basic, entry-level model. Their primary use for this commuter is a daily 16-mile round-trip journey through the city. Having used it for over 100 miles, our reviewer has developed a solid feel for its strengths and weaknesses, noting a preference for using the throttle over pedal assist, often relying on a combination of both manual pedaling and the motor. Right from the start, the experience was positive. Assembling this e-bike was a breeze by following an online video, and it arrived well equipped with all the essentials one would hope for, such as a bright headlight, a tail light complete with turn signals, fenders, and a rear cargo rack. This client also had a great experience with customer support. When the seat arrived with a small tear from shipping, a replacement was sent out promptly. The performance has been impressive, with the bike feeling sturdy and safe even when reaching its high top speed. The battery has been more than sufficient for the entire commute, even when using the throttle at full power for most of the trip, which is a major plus. Of course, no machine is perfect. Our reviewer observed that the motor's power is noticeably stronger on a full charge, struggling a bit more to maintain the highest speeds on the return journey as the battery depletes. Reaching the top speed requires some pedaling effort, though the motor can maintain it afterward. Similarly, getting up hills at a fast pace requires the rider to pitch in, which they viewed as a welcome bit of exercise. There were a few other minor quirks, like the lack of a software setting to disable the pedal assist, requiring a wire to be disconnected for a throttle-only mode. The gear shifter needed a small adjustment out of the box, and a faint noise has developed from the brakes over time. However, these are all considered minor issues in what is otherwise a significant and satisfying upgrade.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer just recently started using this electric bike, having only put about 12 miles on it so far, so they offer their initial impressions with that caveat in mind. Overall, their experience has been positive, despite a few minor quirks, none of which they felt were significant enough to detract substantially from their enjoyment. Our reviewer found the assembly process for this electric cruiser to be quite straightforward, and once put together, the bike felt remarkably sturdy and well built. The overriding takeaway from their early rides is just how incredibly fun it is to operate, providing an exhilarating experience that makes commutes or leisurely spins highly enjoyable. However, this client did encounter a couple of minor frustrations. One notable issue was with the seat clamp, which proved unable to maintain the desired nose-down position, consistently pivoting forward even after being tightened as much as possible. This led our reviewer to simply order a replacement seat to resolve the problem. Another area where they felt the product could improve was the clarity of its accompanying manual. Important functions such as resetting the trip counter were not adequately explained. Through personal trial and error, they discovered a specific sequence involving holding arrow buttons, navigating to a particular setting, P16, which the manual only ambiguously described as a factory reset, tapping the up button, and then holding it for several seconds until the counter reset. Similarly, understanding the optimal use of the throttle and pedal assist required self-discovery. They quickly learned that engaging pedal assist from a complete stop on flat ground could lead to a surprisingly forceful acceleration, often more than desired. Their workaround involves either gently engaging the throttle to get up to speed first, or simply keeping the pedal assist off until truly needed, like when tackling challenging inclines where a bit of extra power is welcome.
Appreciate you watching. If this video helped, like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts below. See you soon.